It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to the Travel and Cruise Industry News Podcast. On this, the 17th day of October, 2024. A little bit nippy here in Virginia. It was 35 when I got up this morning. It's way too cold for me. Anyway, today's show is brought to you by Will U.S., the owner of Scoot Around, and by Chillie Cruises. There wasn't a great deal in the way of news today, folks, but I still got a bunch of stuff to cover. The lead story this morning is Goldbelt and Royal Caribbean to build a cruise port in Juneau. Also today, Carnival's fourth ship in Galveston, $150,000 Medevac bill, and a weather update. Elizabeth is on location in Italy. Pittsburgh Jason and Jen in Dominica. Rochelle in Spain. Mike and Heidi in Cozumel. A Comet in Crookston. And Dana at the Pinnacle Grill, and lots more. Live here at 11 o'clock this morning. Today, folks, is National Pasta Day. I mean, I like pasta. We had pasta last night. We had ravioli last night for dinner. So, Amanda does a really good job with, well, her father's half Albanian, half Italian. And her grandparents were in the restaurant business. So, she gets it naturally. On this day in 1937, folks, I promise you'd never guess this one. Donald Duck's nephews, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, appear for the first time in a comic strip. 1937. If you're listening via the podcast, you can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and up pops the Fat Travel Guy. If you're listening via the podcast and you ever want to jump over to the video feed, there's always a link in the podcast so you can do just that. So, all right, so we got a couple things to go over here before we get on with the news. Let's see. I'll start up here with Elizabeth. Elizabeth yesterday was in Catania on Sicily. And, of course, she went out for her normal walk. She had decided she was going to have some pasta because she had gotten sidetracked with the Indian food the day before. But she was looking for a good spot for pasta in Catania, and found a restaurant. And she said it was some of the worst pasta she's ever eaten. It was soft and mushy and yuck. So, sorry, Elizabeth. And yeah, if they're in Italy, you'd think, wow, there'd be some good pasta. Not necessarily true. All right, so Pittsburgh, come on, tongue. Pittsburgh Jason is for the first time is in Dominica, or depending on how you pronounce it, Dominica. And this would be Jen, who is giving a lecture on the history of Dominica to a monkey. And the monkey is just taking her every last word just rapturously. So Jen lecturing a monkey in Dominica. Rochelle's pilgrimage is finally over. And that is, wow, I forget. I was going to tell you the whole thing on the pilgrimage of this one or that one or whatever, and I don't remember it. So anyway, that whole gang of people that Rochelle has been traveling with are now heading home. All right, so some of you know my brother-in-law, Gene, Mr. Gene. There's Gene and Gene, the old pair of jeans. Well, those of you that might have seen Mr. Gene before, this is his brother, Mike. Now, the only differences in the two is Mike is, 10, 12 years younger than Gene, but they look like identical twins, except Mike is like my height, 5'10", and Gene is like 8'6". I mean, he's a humongously tall person. But Mike and Heidi are in Cozumel. They went to some of the Mayan ruins yesterday. I thought this was pretty cool. This was taken by amigo John's son, Ronnie. The Comet streaking over the farm there in Crookston, Minnesota. He's the Comet is, I guess, taking high altitude pictures of the sugar beet crops. Maybe of the pot fields. Who knows? But anyway, I thought that was really an awesome picture. Ronnie and Joanna were out. Joanna is John's granddaughter, of course. They were out, and I'm not sure who took the picture, whether it was Ronnie or Joanna, but the two of them were out stargazing. I wouldn't be surprised if Joanna was not the one wielding the camera. This is my friend Dana. She is a 5-star mariner, which means one of the loyalty things she gets is 2 dinners in Pinnacle Grill. And this is the 12-ounce lobster. It's $19 to get the 12-ounce lobster. And I think that's even if you have the free Pinnacle Grill meal. You have to pay extra for that. But that's a hell of a big lobster. So anyway, that's Dana. Not even sure which on American ship she's on. I just got sidetracked by the lobster. But anyway, the loyalty stuff, folks, on cruise line does work. I've said all along, I love to sail on Royal Caribbean because they give me, I don't even know how many it is now, 5 or 6 drinks a day. And that's all I can drink. So I don't have to worry about a drinks package when I'm on Royal Caribbean. And I started looking seriously at sailing on Royal Caribbean again this year. So I've started in the investigation phase now, folks. I'm pretty well booked up through the end of April. I'm starting to look now for later in the year. All right, so I'll be back with a little bit of news, not a whole lot, but a little bit of news after a quick break from one of my fine network sponsors. Goldbelt Incorporated, the Urban Alaska Native, a for-profit corporation of Juneau, is partnering with Royal Caribbean Group to explore co-developing a new port to strengthen the city's infrastructure, improve traffic congestion downtown, and enhance the local and visitor experience. Situated on Alaska Native Claims Settlement Act land on Douglas Island, the port's preliminary design have 2 floating berths overlooking the Chilliefalls Range. Visitors will be transported from a modern cruise ship to a recreated 1800s Alaska Native Tlingit village, where they will experience Goldbelt shareholders' ancestral history through stories, art, songs, dance, and traditional foods. Designed to utilize the existing whale watching tour operations, The project plans for guests to depart directly from West Douglas Island onto whale-watching tours and shuttle boats to Mendenhall Glacier to counter downtown traffic. This route will remove nearly 1/3 of the bus traffic from Juneau's most impacted roadways, from downtown Franklin Street to the Glacier Highway, enhancing the overall guest and resident experience while also paying testament to the Alaska Native culture. My thoughts on this: since it's located on Native lands, the current rules in Juneau regarding cruise ship traffic will not apply. So if you're trying to control the numbers of people in the area, this isn't going to help you. The project will be located on the north side, which is much closer to whale watching in the Mendenhall Glacier, but it's more than walking distance to the downtown area. So if you're interested in shopping or food like Tracy's Crab Shack and the Mount Roberts Tram, this will necessitate a shuttle bus system, which again is adding right back into the traffic. The agreement between Goldbelt and Royal Caribbean Group has named the Port of Tomorrow as the developer alongside integrated design builder Turn-Again Marine. The facility is projected to be completed during the 2027 Alaska cruise season. Norwegian Cruise Line has cut prices again on the NCL Bliss Transatlantic, sailing from Miami on January 4th, 2025 to Southampton, landing on January 17th, 2025. This 13-night transatlantic voyage, double occupancy start at $614 per person, solo cabin start at $714, including all taxes and port charges. You sail from Miami, stops in Ponta Delgado, Portugal, Lisbon, Portugal, Vigo, Spain, Le Havre in France, and then arrive in Southampton on the 17th. Why not join us on the fabulous NCL Bliss Transatlantic, January 4th from Miami? We'll see you on the Bliss. Just call me, 434-258-9264. Carnival Cruise Line has become the first ever cruise line to set sail with 4 vessels simultaneously homeported from Galveston, bringing even more diversity and amazing cruise vacation options to the Lone Star State, as Carnival Miracle has joined her fleet mates for her first Texas-size sailing. The ship sailed into Galveston Bay on Wednesday morning, ready to welcome guests aboard for the first in her season of Caribbean and Panama Canal itineraries. The ship will offer a total of 18 departures through March 2025, giving travelers some amazing options to choose from. Among the highlights of the Carnival Miracle's Texas-based deployment are 4 Panama Canal sailings with departures on November 15th, December 27th, February 7th, and March the 3rd. Each 10-night cruise will visit Mexico, Costa Rica, Panama, and Honduras, with the partial transit of the famous canal as a highlight of each voyage. Also of special interest are the ship's 12-night Southern Caribbean voyages, a unique option not typically seen departing from Galveston. Carnival Miracle is offering these departures on November 3rd, December 15th, and January 26th. Carnival Miracle joins 3 of her sister ships in Texas, the Carnival Dream, Carnival Breeze, and Carnival Jubilee. Each ship offers unique options for guests and great fun for all cruise travelers. The thing I like the most about the situation in Galveston is it's something other than Western Caribbean sailings. You got several Panama sailings, you got some Southern sailings that go to the ABC Islands and other stops. Galveston is heading in a very healthy direction, I think. A couple from Denver, Colorado, found themselves stranded in Copenhagen, Denmark, after the husband's health quickly deteriorated. With an expensive Medevac as their only option for transport, the family is now asking the public for help. Guy and Adrienne Matlock left on a 2-week European cruise on September 14th to celebrate 37 years of marriage. On the 6th day of the journey, Guy contracted the flu, which turned into pneumonia and led to sepsis, a serious condition in which the body destroys its own tissues and organs to combat infections. Guy was confined in the Copenhagen hospital as his heart, lungs, and kidneys began to fail. He also experienced minor strokes, which affected his ability to remain conscious. Despite these challenges, daughter Mariah Matlock said that Guy is steadily recovering with a reduced reliance on dialysis and a ventilator. Due to Guy's condition, an expensive Medevac is the family's only option. However, service providers require an upfront payment of over $150,000. The Matlocks have health and travel insurance, but the company will only cover around $224,000. Their son, Payne Matlock, appealed to the public. This breaks my heart to even have to share this. If you know me or my parents, we do not ask for handouts. We are a hardworking blue-collar family that tragedy has struck. Donate if you can. If not, please share. Our family needs them home. The family's GoFundMe campaign has raised over $78,000 so far. They're also asking for anyone that may have any suggestions on how to implement getting them home. So, if you can help, please reach out. And I thought my pneumonia was bad. Wow. A couple of systems in the weather worth mentioning today. East of the Leeward Islands, showers and thunderstorms associated with a trough of low pressure located a few hundred miles east of Leeward Islands remains disorganized. Some slow developments possible during the next couple of days as the disturbance moves quickly westward to west-northwestward at about 20 miles an hour, passing near the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico, then Hispaniola and the southeastern Bahamas on Saturday. Strong upper-level winds should end the chances of development by late in the weekend. Chance of formation in the next 48 hours at 20%, 30% over the next 7 days. Then the other system is in the showers and thunderstorms over the western Caribbean Sea are associated with a broad area of low pressure. Some gradual developments possible over the next couple of days before it moves inland over Central America. Regardless of the development, locally heavy rainfall across portions of Central America and southern Mexico is expected through the weekend. You're looking at 20% chance in the next 48 hours, 20% chance in the next 7 days. But at least we need to be aware of it. Keep an eye out just in case. The Scooter Round, 15% off sale for anyone in Las Vegas. Valid until October 31st. Las Vegas is one of the nation's most popular fall travel destinations, welcoming over 3 million visitors per month. If you're heading to Vegas in the near future, book a scooter or wheelchair rental in advance to ensure you can explore the strip and attractions with ease. Las Vegas monthly rentals are 15% off until October 31st. That's as little as $20 per day, folks. Call Scooter Round toll free 888-441-7575 or reserve online. Use code LVHALL or SRN 11137. That's the Scooter Round Will Power Chair Las Vegas special, good until October 31st. Man, I tell you what, I used to walk all over Vegas. I mean, I've covered Vegas from one end to the other. Lived there for almost 2 years. And I've not been back since I was in a chair. I'd like to go back and explore again because there's a lot of new hotels since I was there. They just tore down one of my old haunts, the Tropicana. But yeah, I might have to schedule in a trip to Vegas too. And I got all kinds of things I want to do. Up ahead. All right, that ends the news portion of today's show. So let's jump over and see who's fussing at me in the chat room today. And again, folks, if you hear from X, the people that are in the chat room that are conversing back and forth cannot see you for some reason. And I tried sending them another message yesterday. I can't seem to get them to get my chat room coordinated with X. So Johnny Depp is here, says hello, dear friend. Richard is with us. Thomas Annis says hello. There's Hot Air Tom. And Mike's from the other side of the pond. And Kenneth up in Pennsylvania. Of course, everybody speaks to each other, paying no attention to me. Kenneth says, hey, Chillie, quick question. For example, if I was booked on Royal Caribbean a year ago, since the reason your gratuity rates, am I locked in at the cheaper rate since I booked a year ago? I don't remember specifically on Royal Caribbean when they raised gratuities, but I think you are locked into the gratuity rate when you book the cruise. Pretty sure that's right. Kenneth, yeah, just take a call to them and ask. Cold one this morning, 30 degrees up there in Pennsylvania. Yeah, no. That extra 5 degrees, you can have it, Kenneth. No offense, my friend. Of course, your dogs like to get out and run in it. Yeah, Chillie doesn't like to get out and run in it. I don't even like to get out on my wheelchair in it. Gretchen's with us up in Ohio. There's Roger. He's out in Texas. Oh, no, take that back. He says, good morning from Oklahoma City. It's close to Texas. Oklahoma. Sitting with my daughter. She has met Chillie. Says, hello. Hey, how you doing? She enjoyed meeting him. We had dinner. Yeah, where were we, Roger? You guys drove about an hour north of Jacksonville and met me in one of the little burgs along I-95. We had a lovely dinner. I enjoy Roger and I have gotten together, 4, 5, 6 times over the years now. I always enjoy it. Sonny's with us out in Mississippi. Cold morning in the south. Yes, it is. Bob's here. Not as cold this morning. Well, you're lucky, Bob. Katie says good morning to everyone. Sonny says the monkey is so cute. Hope they don't abscond. Yeah, put it in the purse or whatever. Or I hope they the monkeys don't abscond with the hat and the purse and the sunglasses. And of course, I was making fun of Jen and Jason. I feel certainly that she wasn't delivering a lecture to the monkey, but it sure looked like it could have fit in well. So there's Cindy. Cindy says, anyone have experience traveling to Italy, specifically Sicily, Palermo in mid-November? I know it's cooler then, but everything's still open, rainy. Anyone ever sell on MSC Fantasia? I've not been on Fantasia. I don't remember anybody in our normal, regular cruise family that has. There might be somebody that's not in our chat room normally that's been on it that I'm just not aware of. You're not going to find it a whole whole lot cooler in Sicily in November. It may be a little, but clearly not cold. No, that's pretty moderate year round. But I don't know anybody that sailed on the Fantasia. I don't remember anybody from Europe sailing on Fantasia. I'll do some checking on it, though. Some more X folks. OJ Soon, I'm guessing, says, how are you doing? There's Emily. Emily's with us from up in New York. Hello, everyone. Hey, Em, are you going on the breakaway ship too next year? No, she's just going on the transatlantic, Ken. Roger says our niece and her husband own a seafood market and restaurant in Myrtle Beach. Sweet. You are stopping there before the cruise doctor trip? We are. So message me a name and address of the seafood market. I'll twist Hot Air Tom and Cindy's arm into going there. If not, I'll go. Yeah. I'm always up for seafood. So yeah, let me know, Roger. That would be awesome to have a contact in Myrtle Beach there. That's cool. Emily says, howdy, Emily. We'll be on the Epic. Just like Chillie and Tom. Well, Chillie and Tom are going to be on the breakaway too. After the Epic, are you flying home or going on the breakaway? Yeah, she's going to stay in Rome. At least she's planning on a couple days and then flying home. Flying back to New York. 2 weeks is long enough. Plus, I might stay a couple days. Yeah, that's what she's looking at, a couple days. Where is the breakaway? The breakaway sails from Barcelona around the Mediterranean, ends back in Rome. It's a 9-day cruise. A little on the expensive side, but it's a 9-day cruise. Brunswick, Georgia. That's it, Roger. Yeah, y'all drove up to Brunswick, and I stayed there in Brunswick and drove on to Port Canaveral the next day. Or was that to Tampa? No, that was Port Canaveral. Yeah. What ports does the breakaway go to? A couple, and I'll tell you. Give me a half a second here. I gotta look it up because I can't keep up with all these ports with all the stuff I'm doing. But I will look it up for you, Em. Let's see. So I got to go here to the blog, and I got to go to the trip calendar, and I got to slide down to April 16th. The breakaway 9-day Western Mediterranean cruise from Barcelona, Ibiza, Palma, Mallorca, Cagliari, Sardinia, Naples, Pompeii, Civitavecchia, Rome, Livorno, which is Florence, and Pisa, Cannes, and a return to Barcelona. So it's a round trip from Barcelona. That's right. That's right. We fly home from Barcelona. So that's the breakaway. And let's see. All right. So photo says Glen Isles, Georgia. Wait a minute. I lost track of Roger's comment. I'll get back to you in a minute, cruising. That's what I'm trying to do. Photo says Glen Isles, Georgia, suburb of Brunswick. Okay. So it was right outside of Brunswick. Thanks, Roger. All right. So there's cruising koozies. Hey, everybody, going to listen in while I work? Very good. Welcome aboard. Always glad to have you. We do this Monday through Friday, and then sometimes on the weekend, depends on what's going on. So 11 o'clock every day. You know, I sit here and then I do this wherever I am in the world. Of course, I cruise a lot, travel a lot. Sometimes that screws up the schedule a little, but I keep the show going every day while I'm out and about. All right, Cindy says, so tired of dealing with hurricanes messing with our Europe returns in September and October, so looking to move to November. Looks like MSC Fantasia is a sister ship to Divina. I did not remember that. I know Fantasia is a little on the older side for MSC, as is Divina. But I don't know if you've been on Divina, Sin. I liked Divina as much as any of the MSC ships I've been on. You know, unlike a lot of people that complain about it, I've always had good success with their food. I like their entertainment. I like the ships. I think the ships are lovely. You know, my big fight with MSC is constantly on accessibility issues. But yet, recently, the last couple I've been on, they're showing a whole lot more interest in what I have to say and what they need to do to get the ships so they're, you know, ADA compliant. Eventually, that's the goal for all cruise ships, is to have them set up just like the ADA is set up. Now, whether we'll ever get there or not, who knows? Emily says, hey there to Cruise and Koozies. Wow, sounds like a wonderful trip as well. Yeah, it's going to be. Cindy says, also concerned about crowds with Jubilee in 2025 in Rome. Yeah, I was reading something about that, and I don't know if Rochelle, you know, Rochelle is my Catholic expert. I mean, she's right up there. You know, here's Rochelle and the Pope's kind of like right here on Catholicistic expertise. Okay, you know. So I'm thinking, yeah, let's promote a cruise during the Jubilee and see if she'll host it for me. I don't know anything about Catholicism, you know, or at least not much. But yeah, that area is going to be crowded. I mean, because you've got millions of Catholics going to Rome during Jubilee. So, yeah, that's going to be huge. So we did book the Cunard Queen Mary 2 for our way home. Very good, Kenneth. I'm expecting some pictures now. Tell Robin she's going to have to be busy because I've not been on QM2. Emily says, my family had told me about Jubilee. Lots of people. Yeah, that's going to be, that's huge. Huge. I don't even know now if I can do it, but maybe I'll still look into it. So Kenneth has to fly to Southampton. Oh, you catch it in Southampton. Well, that's okay. Southampton's, you know, I don't know if you're going directly to Southampton is a small airport. Most of your transatlantic flights and things go into Heathrow in London and then transfer to Southampton. I just yesterday booked one of my people on Norwegian on a transfer from Heathrow to Southampton. It was $75, which isn't bad for what's about a 2-hour trip, something like that. So anyway, Kenneth, if you have any questions about that, let me know. We were booked on an Epic in September 25 from Rome, and MSC is half price, looking to save money and cruise. Yeah, save money and cruise more. It's always been my philosophy. If I stay, I'm going to try to avoid the Jubilee. Nothing about it. Yeah, that's not when we're there. It's later in the year. Okay, there's from Roger. Mr. Fish. I can remember that. Mr. Fish, it's on US 17. I will send the details before the cruise. All right, that's cool. Hot Air Tom, keep us a dinner free in where are we going? In Myrtle Beach. Maybe you have to come down an extra day early. I don't know. We'll get that together. But yeah, that'd be nice to have us a contact there, because Hot Air Tom goes into Myrtle Beach on a regular basis. All right, it was crazy in Rome in early October this year. I'm sure it'll be twice as crazy next year, Cindy says. Yep. Emily says, I know nothing about the religious jubilee. No offense. Yeah. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up the show for today. As always, guys, don't forget, smash that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Take this as my invitation. Doesn't cost you anything. Helps us out a bunch. In the meantime, I'll be back same time, same channel tomorrow. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a great day, everybody.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, chilly chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.